Good morning, Sonor family. Jules here, and I'm rocking my Sonor hat. And if you did not notice on the thumbnail, uh, I took my standard Facebook profile picture from the Georgia National Fair in October when I took that, and I had AI put a Sonor hat on me and put a coffee mug in my mouth, and so just having a little fun with that. And it's deliberately a little silly if you sit there and manipulate the pictures enough, it kind of distorts. And, I've got hair in some places that I didn't have hair in the picture. And it's kind of funny. But anyway, just kind of my goofy sense of humor. Man, what a tragic week for losing celebrities. Um, wow, just tough, and it was hard on a lot of people. And I always hate to see that, but at the same time, we all there comes a time for all of us, and sometimes we're on borrowed time, and sometimes we check out early. And I'm not making light of it at all. It's just I hate it for everybody that considered it a deep personal loss. And with as many aging celebrities as we've got, it just seems like in time we'll see more and more of that. Maybe not, but just Anyway, let me get back to drums here. Let's talk about drums and get off the sad stuff. Just a quick recap about the drum show. That was a cool thing. I've been using Excel drumsticks on and off for uh, about 8 years now, and Jeffrey Spiegel also used Excel drumsticks, but Excel will make custom sizes. They have a an oval hand grip, which I used for a number of years just because my hands are so bad. Then it got where the oval hand grip was uncomfortable in my hands. So now I'm just using a standard model and dipping them with a grip dip. But at the drum show, the only thing I bought, I spent a whopping $40 at the drum show. And the guys that I was traveling with, they're buying new snare drums and different things, and I go buy, you know, $40 worth of hand grips. So that was the extent of my spending. But I wasn't, that there was nothing there I really wanted or needed. Kind of weird. I would have figured I'd show up with a handful of money and left without it, but it didn't happen. Didn't have the handful of money, and when I got there, nor when I left. Next year, I may get there empty-handed and leave with some money. So I'm actually thinking about getting a booth, and whatever sonar gear I've got at the time, I may take that and may take some King Kong cases if I have any, or get Buzz to build me some up. Haven't decided. The booths out there are really economical, surprisingly economical. Sorry, guys, something itchy. But anyway, haven't ruled that out. Given it some thought. Just kind of got to see how the year plays out and what it looks like coming back around next year. Uh, the big thing right now is the new AQ2s. I saw those in person, and uh, as gorgeous as you could imagine a drum set could be, it was. And maybe 15 feet apart, if that. Was the SQ, the not the SQ2, but the Sonor Signature 150th anniversary uh, in the high gloss Bubinga with the 24 karat gold hardware, and then the AQ2 in the replicated ebony high gloss, and both of them were absolutely gorgeous finishes. If the ebony high gloss had been on the signature set, it would not have disappointed anybody. I mean, I just did not see anything lacking in that finish. The grain was beautiful. The high gloss itself was flawless. I mean, it was spot on. Uh, Retail of that thing right now, or not retail, but I guess the street price or the map price or whatever you want to call it, is $2,800. They're not in stock yet, so I am guessing that the $2,800 may figure in anticipated tariffs. Not sure. I'm not sure. There are a lot of questions I should have asked when I was talking to Jeff. Jeff was very open with me. Jeff answered everything I asked. He had good answers for everything I asked. We talked about a good bit, and I'm kind of fuzzy on some things I can talk about and what I can't, as you may can understand. So I'm just going to kind of be careful here. But I should have dug in deeper to the retails. I do know that Sweetwater came out of the gate immediately with a price drop, which I thought was kind of weird. You know, you got a price drop and you've never had it at the normal price, so it really wasn't a drop. I mean, you came out of the gate with a cut price. But you know, that's just they've got the retailers have got some flexibility with the map on that right now because of the tariffs and uncertainty about things and all that. So I posted a video asking people to come to my site and take a poll, or come to the forum and take a poll. Well, people don't follow instructions very well. What they're doing is they're answering where I'm posting it instead of going to the forum, which is fine. It's a pain in the ass for somebody that's not a member of the forum to go sign up, you know, go to the link, sign up for the forum to to vote. I get that. But the feedback I've seen so far on the AQ2 stuff has been, you know, that it's overpriced. You know, it's Chinese, and I don't want to get into that argument, but you know, they think the price is kind of high, and you know, it just makes you wonder. This is another one of those things we could sit here and chew the fat on this all day and not get anywhere. I wonder if they would have been better off to have an AQ 150 or an AQ 3 or something. Maybe change the shells, maybe do some beach shells, do something where you don't have a standard model drum set for literally about half the price. Now the standard one doesn't come with the second floor tom, but you've got a humongous price gap. And you know, I know that uh, the finish doesn't come cheap. I mean, a high gloss finish is as nicely done as this is. I know that's a premium feature. Not to mention uh, the replicated veneer. Now, I think people are assuming it's Alpi, and I don't know that it is, but I'm not going to sit here and claim that it is because I don't know. But I will tell you this, whatever it was absolutely gorgeous. And as I always say, and have said a lot here lately, the pictures don't do that any justice. There's a lot of detail and depth to that you're not going to see in the pictures. And I was really glad to see that stuff in person because it really drives home the quality and the beauty. There's only 500 of these AQ2 sets. It remains to be seen how quickly they sell. I haven't seen anybody yet saying they're planning to get one, but I also know this. I also know that as much as we like to think that the whole Sonor community is on our social media stuff, that is largely not true. I'll give you an example. I ordered a SQ2 from Sweetwater over 2 years ago, and they let me cancel it with a huge restocking fee, which was more than fair because it was a unique. It was basically a Phil Rudd spec set, but in fiery red instead of black, which I thought the fiery red looked awesome. And that's an Alpi. They sold it, and so I went on one of the Facebook Sonar pages and said, "Hey, who bought this?" And nobody ever chimed in. I haven't seen pictures of it. So there's a lot of things that are going on in the Sonar world that aren't directly connected to Sonar Facebook pages or other websites and all that are related to Sonar. So, you know, you can't gauge the consensus of people that are online doing the daily talking and all that because, you know, I don't even think we're the minority, or I don't even think we're the majority, honestly. There's a whole lot that goes on where people don't go showing off their gear on Facebook or going to Facebook asking questions or telling stories or whatever. So these drum sets may move a little quicker than what it seems like based on the consensus of what I've seen so far. But going back to the vote, to the poll, if you would please go to the forum, and you're going to want to sign up for that sooner or later. If you go take a look around, you're going to see something you want to comment on, or you might want to thank somebody for their contribution, which you can do. It's kind of the equivalent of a like, but it's a little dysfunctional, honestly. But it's the best. It's the best the software offers at this time, anyway. So check all that out. Take a look at that. Um, Other than that, I've got a big sale on everything on my Reverb. I've got three items that are $500 off. One is this one of a kind highlight exclusive gong drum. I've got $500 off of it. $500 off the 24 by 18 green, stained green designer bass drum, and $500 off the D500. So now it's at 1099, and that is a very fair price. I know that 1599 was really shooting for the stars, but you just don't see these things come up very often. The shell is flawless. The hardware, the amount of, the hardware and the rims are in really good shape, great shape, and so you don't get a chance at these reissues. It's got the hella die-cast tube. So for 1099, you're really getting a bargain on that. And to my forum members, um, if you buy directly through, just going direct with me and bypassing Reverb, for the forum members, it's an extra 10% off. Now that's net. That's after fees and shipping. But we can talk about all that another time. Anyway, I got some reviews I got to do, some product reviews. I've got an interview I'm waiting to. It's done. I think just waiting to get a stamp of approval from Lamar Carter on that. That's going to be a good one. That's one. We talked for 2.5 hours, and I had 29 minutes, 25 or 29 minutes of interview that that I could air. We just got to chatting, man. It was just a good back and forth conversation, talking about all kinds of stuff that had nothing to do with anything we could post or anything, but that's all right. That happens a lot. And then I've got another one. I got one lined up with a date and time, and you're gonna like it. And then I've got another one we're hammering out a time and date right now. So got a few other things coming. And anyway, I really think that things are about to get really good. So hang in there with us. If you haven't joined the forum, do that. If you haven't gone to the Sonor Marketplace, link to that from drumandstage.com. I've got a pretty sizable buy-in I need to do to get a serious upgrade to the marketplace, and it's going to have a lot better functionality than it does now. So I've quit pushing that so hard. But if we could get some people in there posting some stuff just to kind of get some traffic and all that, it'll really blow up exponentially once I get the software upgrades done. Just a matter of raking together a little bit of money, and that'll happen sooner than later, I believe. But anyway, I appreciate you being here this morning with me. Hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend. Check us out on the forum. If you need anything, it's drumandstage@gmail.com. If you need some parts, you can ask me there. If you've got some parts you want to get rid of, we can talk about trading, or maybe I'll buy them from you if we can get a deal that makes sense for both of us. At any rate, I'm going to let you go, and we will see you soon. Thank you.